Hey guys, this is WWEKhanToolz and welcome back to WWE Weekly Review. Wow, it's been nearly 3 months since I have not been doing this show, and now it is back in action. Now Weekly Review is back, and I'll be doing it for the first time ever after 3 months. So I'm very sorry. It's a lot of hard work that is put into weekly reviews and making pretty much reviews, and it's just very annoying, and it really just annoys me to know. I mean, sometimes it doesn't really work, sometimes it doesn't really let me upload the whole video, and probably lets me upload part of it, but I'm willing to make that sacrifice and that time completely wasted. But anyway, yeah, it's back now, so you'll be seeing more weekly reviews every week. And yeah, so anyway, tonight's Raw pretty much kicks off with the Hall of Fame forum featuring Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, and Hulk Hogan. Basically, they all talk about what's going to be happening and how John Cena will be dealing with the new champion Brock Lesnar, and if it was a really bad choice that Cena made to invoke his rematch clause. Was it a bad choice? Shawn Michaels agrees, Hulk Hogan does not, and Ric Flair pretty much has mixed feelings. Shawn Michaels basically plays the role of the villain in the whole thing and tries to support Lesnar instead of John Cena. Hulk Hogan plays the babyface role where he supports Cena and really thinks that those names of hustle, loyalty, and respect are not catchphrases. They're not some type of thing that he just does in wrestling, but he does it in his entire career and his life. That's what it stands for. And pretty much Cena, this makes Cena come down and really, appreciate them for talking about it. But he says that he does not have a choice into the fact that he needs to be champion, and that he needs to take his revenge on Lesnar. He pretty much vows that he will destroy Brock Lesnar, but not just destroy him, but win back the championship. So that is what he says straight away, and it pretty much there were a lot of boos from the crowd, mostly from the crowd, but they were booing Shawn Michaels as well, but they were also cheering Hulk Hogan, and had a bit of, I think the loudest cheer was for Ric Flair. So that's the whole situation and the whole background, the whole atmosphere in that segment. But yeah, we get the main event announced, Cena versus Bray Wyatt, and I give that segment, I give it 2.5 stars. Nothing really special, really much happened. So then it was Rusev versus Jack Swagger, and this match got a little bit of a disappointment as well from the fans because of Swagger not winning the match. But you know what, I take it as a decent match. I thought it was a chance. It was a match, where people were pleased with the match, but not really pleased with the result of the match, with Rusev winning the match. And the way he pretty much won the match was basically, the fans were chanting for Swagger, but then Rusev kept beating him on the rib, and then Rusev was laughing and poses to some heat, and then he kept on beating Swagger up until the referee stops the match. Rusev won the match, and really Rusev posed on the Russian flag and drops down over the ring, and pretty much JBO said that it made him sick. And it was a number one contenders match, Cesaro versus Rob Van Dam, and the winner will face Sheamus, and yeah, will be the number one contender. And the winner was Cesaro, and pretty much for the neutralizer, and he beat RVD. So as my prediction is true, I think that Cesaro will face Sheamus at Night of Champions. Then it was Natalya versus Paige, and this match was also a decent match as well. I give this match a 2.5 stars. But Paige nails the page turner for the win, just like that, because after she rolled over and blocked the sharpshooter from Natalya, Paige won the match. And then there comes Paige skipping up the ramp, but then AJ's music hits, and then she turns around to a big clothesline from Natalia on her way out, and AJ comes in the ring, and to help Paige up, she calls her her little English muffin, and then she says that she knows Paige was being sincere when she said that she loved her, but not as sincere as AJ's being right now. She drops the mic and gives Paige a big hug. Pretty much, Paige is clearly uncomfortable. I mean, it was a bit of a humor, but then she offers her hand and then grabs Paige's hand and kisses it, and then she looks completely freaked out as AJ skips a circle around her in the middle of the ring before leaving. So this was a very strange type of behavior from AJ, almost described as crazy. So pretty much she was a bit of a crazy woman. Then we come back from corporate. Kane makes his way down to the ring, and then a large photo set up for Dean Ambrose in the ring, and then the mat is blacked out and there's a podium, and then Kane briefly talks about Ambrose before introducing Seth Rollins in a black suit. And then Rollins acts really serious and takes the podium, and he says as the leader he handpicked Ambrose to be in the Shield because pain and fear was never a factor for Ambrose. But pretty much last week, as we saw, Rollins said that he proved that authority always wins, and with a heavy heart he pretty much proved that he is the mastermind of the Shield when he thought of the cinder blocks were going to be there, and pretty much Dean Ambrose hit the bricks. And he definitely literally hit the bricks where he just crushed his head onto the bricks, and he was flat out, passed out, and we haven't really heard from Dean Ambrose ever since. And but pretty much the whole segment ended in a situation where Rollins and Kane stumble up the ramp as Reigns looks on from the ring, where Reigns pretty much takes out Kane and then sends him into the steel steps. So we get a new feud with Reigns and Rollins. So these two former Shield members will be feuding as well. And then it was for the tag team titles, we saw a huge heel turn in this match. Stardust and Goldust versus the Usos. Basically, the whole match ended up with Goldust and Stardust taking out the Usos, and the Usos were really hurt outside the ring, and then the referee were counting all the way to 10, and pretty much Goldust and Stardust won the match due to counter, but still defending the titles. They are still champions, the Usos. Goldust takes the mic out and he claims and he predicts that the Usos deliberately got counted out just to keep those titles. And the heel turn happened where Goldust and Stardust immediately attacked them and really injured them in their legs, and really it was a huge heel turn. So that I didn't see that coming. I thought it was probably Usos turning heel, but I didn't really want Goldust and Stardust to turn heel. I wanted the Usos, because the Usos pretty much did get counted out, and I thought it was a bit deliberate. But we'll see how this goes and how this takes shape in the coming few weeks of Raw and SmackDown. But anyway, we get a huge confrontation from Brie Bella and Nikki. Nikki pretty much claims that Brie Bella never really understood Nikki, and that Brie Bella always used Nikki just to get to the top, just like facing Stephanie at SummerSlam. And ever since their childhood, she always, Nikki uses a lot of examples, such as Brie Bella stealing all her boyfriends and all that stuff. So it was a bit of a loudmouth talking from Nikki Bella, but you know, you can pretty much understand the frustration and pretty much the frustration that went from Nikki. And Brie Bella is really surprised at how and she's disgusted as how Nikki would say that right in front of her face, and the fact that Nikki said that Brie Bella should have died in her mother's womb. So this was a bit of a shocker. that how Nikki Bella would say that to her own sister, and the fact that she really does despise Daniel Bryan. So she said a lot of things, and Brie Bella kept listening and really insulted Jerry Lawler, where she demanded Jerry Lawler to stay out of this situation and called him an old man. So along with the crowd chanting "You sold out." So yeah, and then pretty much Nikki is gone after attacking her sister right on the ground. And yeah, we get this segment was supposed to bring these sisters closer, but I think it's been even worse. It got worse, pretty much. And then it was a handicap match, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Kane. This match pretty much ended up Reigns winning by disqualification, where Reigns counters the chokeslam, but then he blocks it, and then he hits a spear for the pin, but then Rollins nails him with a briefcase for the disqualification. And then after the bell, Rollins hits Reigns with the briefcase again and then unloads on him, and he tosses Reigns out to the floor and tells Kane they have to finish this. And they got another stack of cinder blocks beside the announce table, but then Reigns fights free from Kane. He got a big right hand on Rollins, and Kane gets hit also, but then Rollins takes a Superman punch from Reigns. And but pretty much from that attack, we got it completely opposite, with Reigns pretty much attacking both superstars, and it was pretty much it was really domination from Roman Reigns. It was a great brawl from these three, but it was a good you know, segment after the match. But Reigns, pretty much Rollins talks trash from the stage, and then he says that he made Reigns, he made the Shield, and he was the mastermind of the whole group. And he pretty much got a lot of "You sold out" chants from the crowd. And then we get more hype from the announcers and a $9.99 plug dollars before the Wyatt family interrupts on the big screen, and talks about John Cena and compares him into to a wounded animal stumbling through the woods. Then he says that he is a man of mercy and must put Cena down, and he tells Cena it's so much nicer on the other side, where he tells him to run. And then we go to commercial, and then we get the whole main event, where Wyatt pretty much looks very shocked because Cena, we get a little bit of a deja vu, where John Cena is playing the role of Brock Lesnar, and Bray Wyatt is playing the role of John Cena. Basically, John Cena is dominating. He is dominating Bray Wyatt, but really, he's not very, in my opinion, I would say, is not very impressive with the whole moves. He's using a lot of German suplexes, but really his performance wasn't very astounding. It wasn't very surprising. It was just the same old moves again. But yeah, we pretty much get a little bit of a deja vu, so that Cena could send a message to Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions, where he will be the champion, is what he vows to do. But then after the match, Cena won the match because of Cena continuing to dominate Wyatt, but then Roman and Harper rushed to the ring to cause the DQ, and then Mark Henry and Big Show run down to the ring to make a save, and then we get a 6-man tag match where Cena, Henry, and Big Show win the match, where Cena finally gets the tag, unloads on Harper from Mark Henry, and then he applies the STF for the win on Harper. And yeah, we get the main event that everyone was happy about, with the crowd really chanting for Mark Henry and Big Show, but not really much for John Cena, where they kind of booed Cena mostly. But a decent show. It wasn't very impressive, I would say. It wasn't a very impressive Raw. It's a bit disappointing. But I really want something that really would shock me. I really want something that really would impress me. Nothing much really happened in this, just the same old stuff. So I give it a 2 out of 5 stars. So yeah, not very happy about that. Let's go down to SmackDown, the 29th of August 2014. SmackDown kicks off with Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. Reigns won by a DQ when Eric Rowan and Luke Harper attacked him, just like we saw from Cena and Bray Wyatt on Raw. But then, as the whole Wyatt family beats down on Reigns, Mark Henry and Big Show make the save once again, just like Raw. And really, there was a lot of people in the crowd upset because of Bray Wyatt did not mention that, you know, his catchphrase before the whole entrance theme song backstage on the big screen, where he says the city name, "We're here," and they were in on to Rio, and the intro to his entrance, he didn't really mention that. He just straight away went to the entrance. Then it was match number 2, Seth Rollins defeating Rob Van Dam. It was a bit of a squash match, but mostly the whole focus was on Seth Rollins. And then it was Rusev defeating Jack Swagger after Bo Dallas caused the interference and attacked Swagger after the match. And we can see pretty much a feud happening with Swagger and Bo Dallas. Then it was Jey Uso defeating Stardust, but then after the match, we got the heel turn confirmed. Stardust and Goldust beat down the Usos. They have turned heel, pretty much. I think it's been confirmed. I'm not sure which direction that they're going at, but I want to see how this goes down. I want to see how this heel turn goes down, and if it's going to be good or bad. I'm not really sure, but they look good as heels, because that Goldust is usually funny. So I hope that they are pretty much a heel, but they're pretty funny as heels, and the crowd would like that. I would like that as well. But we get part of the main event, Sheamus defeating Damien Sandow as The Miz. Again, pretty much Damien Sandow was The Miz. He was wrestling as The Miz, but then the real Miz runs from Sheamus after the match, and then Dolph Ziggler comes out and throws him back in the ring, but then The Miz completely dodges a bro kick from Sheamus and he runs through the crowd. So we got a bit of a disappointment after the match, where we wanted The Miz to be laid out in the middle of the ring, but did not. He ran through the crowd as a coward. And it was the main event, Roman Reigns, Big Show and Mark Henry defeating the Wyatt family in the main event, and pretty much the babyfaces posed to end SmackDown. So, you know, I'm not very happy about this weekly show right now. You know, this 2 shows, I'm not very happy about them. This is actually part of the reason why I do not do many reviews anymore, because there is nothing to talk about, to be honest, except for probably Brock Lesnar or someone coming out and showing up. Then I would probably take out my recording device and start talking about it and giving my opinion, but there is nothing to talk about. It's the same old show, and the same old boring show, I would say. Not very impressive and nothing really. So I give that SmackDown a 2 out of 5 as well. So maximum, yeah, overall 4 out of 10 stars for this week. I'm not very happy, but I'll see you guys very soon. I hope you enjoyed it. So rate, comment and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.